Morning, everyone! Oh my gosh, I have such great news for you! You're not gonna believe it! The Buccaneers won the Super Bowl! Woo! My team won the Super Bowl! I'm so excited! And it's snowing out! What better day could it be? This is the best day! Oh yeah, that's right. And Scotland won too. Scotland won in the rugby. This is amazing! Morning, everyone. I have now regained my composure. Yes, I was very excited. I still am very excited, but I'm going to try to continue the rest of my Monday message with a calmer tone. So, as you may or may not know, Punxsutawney Phil told us that we are going to have 6 more weeks of winter. Now, some of you might think this is bad news, and yeah, I mean, I love spring, but honestly, we're getting all this snow in the northeast of Scotland, and it's like kind of awesome. And I know that everyone's really enjoying it. So I'm not all that, I'm not all that disappointed. Now, even better news than the snow, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers won the Super Bowl last night. Now, I didn't know what I had a real conundrum yesterday because I was like, what am I going to do if they don't? I didn't want to jinx it, right? But I was like, okay, but if they don't, and then I have to come out and do a Monday message and pretend to be all happy. And I realized that I admit I'm in a very lucky position in terms of teams because this person you see right here, Tom Brady, 43-year-old quarterback who has just won his 7th Super Bowl. So, I've seen him win a lot of Super Bowls. I've seen him win a lot of Super Bowls for my team, the New England Patriots. You could see I don't have any Buccaneers gear yet, but I have the Pats gear. I even have socks and a mug, but I don't have anything for the Buccaneers yet. But anyway, so I was really just happy that I know they always say it's an honor just to be nominated, but I was really just excited that he got this team that was really an underdog to the Super Bowl. So I was like, okay, I can find a way to spin it to still be happy about it. But I don't have to because they won. I was so happy. And it was a really big win too. I mean, it's unfortunate. I don't like to see other teams lose. I really don't. Maybe sometimes if they're mean, but in this case, I'm really glad that they won because they hadn't won. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers haven't won in a long time. And if you check them out on like when they play a game, I mean, you kind of have to like them because they have this really cool pirate ship in the stadium. And I think it's near the bar. So like if you go to the bar, you can go and stand and it looks like you're in a pirate ship. I mean, that is just so cool. And then I have to admit, I don't follow rugby, but I know that Scotland won in the rugby this weekend. And I know that everyone was really happy about that. And even though I didn't watch it and I didn't even know the game was happening, I'm very happy for all of you who are rooting for Scotland. And I'm happy for my adopted home country, Scotland. So, yay! And guess what else is awesome about my Monday message today? We have our second guest star, Nick Edwards. So, without any further ado, over to Nick. So I am delighted that today on my Monday message, we have Nick Edwards, our Deputy Director of People, keeping us all in good form at the institution. Welcome, Nick.
Thank you very much, Amy. Pleasure to be here.
Thank you for coming. And you've agreed to answer a few questions for us, burning questions that we all have on our mind for staff at the university.
Indeed. Yeah, it feels very much like Piers Morgan here, so I'm quite nervous, but I'm sure it'll be fun.
It is kind of like a morning breakfast show, and that leads into the first question. Do you drink coffee or tea in the morning?
Coffee, and not just in the morning, constantly throughout the day.
I've seen you making your coffee, yeah.
Yeah.
And how do you take your coffee?
Ooh, so that's a good question, and it changes depending on the time of day and the requirements. Generally, a little bit of milk, but it can range from about 1 to 4 shots of coffee, depending on the diary and the day.
I absolutely understand what you're talking about. Have you ever considered putting cinnamon in your coffee?
So yes, and in fact, I have quite a catalogue of brewing methods in the house. So coffee is probably one of my hobbies, if you can describe it that way. So yeah, I have many syrups, powders, potions, lots of different things for spicing up coffee. But still, black coffee can be pretty good on times as well.
Absolutely. Well, once lockdown is over, we're over to your house for a little barista action. You can open up the Starbucks.
Absolutely. More than happy to.
Thank you. This is recorded, so we have it on. I'm just kidding. What did you have for breakfast this morning?
So I had what I usually have, which is absolutely nothing, and a cup of coffee, as I am useless at breakfast. It is not a meal that I tend to go for. I am trying to be better and trying to be a bit healthier in lockdown 3. But if I was having breakfast, it's savoury. I'm not a sweet person in the morning, can't deal with that. So even a bit of toast is enough, but nothing today. Coffee.
Okay. Same with me. And I usually eat my breakfast. I do like breakfast cereals, and I usually eat them around noon. So they're kind of, lunch, brunch type stuff. One last question for you. What is the one thing that you've done that's helped you cope during lockdown? 1, 2, or 3?
So I think for me, I moved into my house just before lockdown, about 4 months beforehand. And the year before lockdown, I was really beneficial with work that I travelled quite a lot to our Qatar campus. So I didn't really get to spend much time here. So actually having an enforced period of time at home has allowed me to really kind of tackle it as a bit of a project, start decorating, planning things out. And I think that's kind of where I've put a bit of my focus. I've done the traditional stuff. I baked, I think in lockdown 1, there was a jigsaw phase at one point. At the moment, I've kind of gone into a Lego phase, which is new for me. So I think variety is also quite important. I think having something new every so often. But yeah, for me, the house has kind of kept me going. I have huge respect for individuals who have maybe been dealing with really difficult small flats, having to share with people. I'm lucky in a way that I don't have that to battle with.
Yeah, same. I hear you. And I mean, absolutely. It's so nice to have, since we're at home all the time, it's so nice to have that space and curate our space. So, but it sounds like you've been through all the phases, the puzzles.
Yeah. I've been pretty cliched in my lockdown habits. So any trend that came on Instagram or TikTok, I jumped on that bandwagon. Happy to do so.
Trends are trends for a reason.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for your time, Nick. And thank you for watching my Monday message. And who knows, maybe we'll have you on again. Thank you so much.
No problem at all. Thank you so much, Amy.
Bye. Thank you, Nick. It was so much fun talking to Nick for this interview. So there are even still more wonderful things about today's Monday message. Even though it's snowing, the crocuses are here. The crocuses mean spring is coming. They are the first flowers to pop up after the winter, and they can even bloom in snow. I don't know how mine are looking today. I took this picture a few days ago because now they're definitely buried under the snow, but I'm hoping that they will come out of it unscathed. Also, next week, I'm sure you're aware, and that's the reason for all of this red coloring on my set today. On Sunday, it is Valentine's Day. Now, I know that Valentine's Day is quite controversial. First of all, it's criticized for being a very commercial holiday, but it is also, if you have someone, then what do you do? Do you do it up big? Do you not? Then if you don't have someone, it's like, oh gosh, I can't do anything for Valentine's Day. So I propose that we all celebrate Valentine's Day with ourselves, by loving ourselves, being kind to ourselves. This is the message that I've been trying to express all the way through the Monday message, and it still rings through to today. So write yourself a nice little Valentine on Sunday. Do something nice for yourself. Maybe a hot cup of cocoa with cinnamon. And look what my mom found on Pinterest. She found these chocolate cinnamon heart cookies that you can make. I'll circulate the recipe when I circulate the message, or by now you've already gotten the message, so you should have gotten the recipe as well. I haven't tried them. I can't speak for them, but I'm sure they look really good. And the last thing I wanted to say was that, this weekend I did something that I wanted to do for a while, which was to move all of my Monday messages, the ones from previous times, to YouTube, because as you know, I had to move to YouTube because I was having trouble uploading the videos. It was taking too long. So now they're all preserved on YouTube. And what I did was I went back and I listened to the very first My Monday Message. Oh, I was so young. It was so new. We didn't know what we were doing back then. But it's funny because everything I said in that message still rings true, that it was a message that I created after a really tough weekend when universities started up again and there was a lot going on in the news and in social media. And I actually created My Monday Message to create a positive message, positive messaging from academics, from lecturers, teachers, to students, to counter the negativity that was in the news. And, I said in that message, we are here for you. We care about you. And I can tell you that that is just as true now as it was back in September, as it was back in March when this whole pandemic started. So if those of you who are only just discovering My Monday Message on YouTube, you can go back and there's about 10 episodes that you can watch. And it was really fun. I was like, wow, I actually did that. Okay. I'm surprised I did that. But you can go back and you can watch the first message. And it's funny because that's the only message. The cinnamon became a thing after that first message. So it's kind of like when you go back and watch the pilot of a sitcom and it looks very different. So check it out. Have a good day, everyone. Enjoy the snow. Enjoy whatever makes you happy. Be kind to yourselves. Love yourselves. And don't forget the cinnamon. Bye.